Well, Florida jurisdiction, Supreme Knight, let me just put it this way, Supreme Knight Carl Anderson relies heavily on the Florida jurisdiction. There are three big jurisdictions in the order: Florida, New York, Texas. And all three of them bring in the blunt of the membership each year. So Florida plays an integral part in this machine. We rely heavily on them, their work for the order, their programs, but particularly the membership growth and the new council development in the order. It's a very important jurisdiction for the order. Well, we're moving on to now, we have faith and family. We have our helping with the Far East, the oppressed religious, the Catholics that are being oppressed in the Far East. And these are programs that the State Council can join in on. But particularly, just taking each program and adopting the program here locally. I know we're heavily involved with Coach for Families, for kids. We're heavily involved in Special Olympics. So we do the big programs. But the Florida jurisdiction, as large as it is, with the membership size we have the capability of taking programs. We've been used before as a pilot program state. We've introduced several programs for the order by having pilot programs held here in Florida. So it goes to show you how well thought of the jurisdiction is. But particularly, we need to grasp our programs and our new church initiatives that we're working on now, church councils, as opposed to home corporation councils. As you can see throughout the state, home corporation councils are dwindling, primarily because it's such a cost and a liability to keep them open, and we're going to parish-based councils. So these are initiatives that the State Council needs to address. Well, the online membership program is going very well. As a matter of fact, Florida leads that program with 169 members out of the 1,650 or so members that have signed up thus far. But an interesting fact about that is we can't rely on e-membership to meet our goals. Because let's face it, Florida came out with this great program. They have this card that you're going to pass out to prospective members and ask them to go online and join. Well, like anything else that you pass out, you know for a fact that if you give out 10 or 20 of them, you may get one person actually go online. We have no way of knowing the statistics to that. Sure. So you have to be very careful not to fall into that trap, that thinking that this is going to be your savior, because it's not going to meet your membership goals. Nothing beats the one-on-one, face-to-face recruitment efforts that we need to do. As a matter of fact, we're doing quite well in this area. Now, could you imagine 70 years ago, gentlemen in top hats and tails, and you came to him and said, "You're now going to wear feathers"? Well, 70 years ago, only women wore feathers in their caps, not men. So could you imagine the shock to our membership back then? Same as it is today. So many men have such an affection for the old regalia, and rightfully so. It's been a wonderful, beautiful uniform all these years, but it's time to change. We have set into motion a group of personnel from the Home Office that went around the country, including Florida, and queried members and queried non-members of Catholic churches as to their thoughts of the Knights of Columbus. And many of those thoughts were they did not like that uniform, and it kept them from joining, particularly the younger men. When asked if that uniform was changed to a more modern style type of uniform, would they consider it? And they said, most certainly. And our membership in the fourth degree has grown by 7,000 since we've changed the new uniform. And I only know of 2 people that have actually resigned over being frustrated for loss of their old uniform. Now, we all know it's hard, it's difficult for change. Change is very difficult. So it seems to be that it's mostly our older members that are having a difficult time with this, and I can understand that. If I'm 75 years old and I have my regalia, the thought of having to go out and spend $500 for a new uniform, not knowing how much longer I'm going to get use out of it, or I may not be financially able to do it. So they're feeling kind of neglected, and I understand that. And they also felt a little left out of the process. But you could not possibly address 380,000 members in the fourth degree and ask their opinion of a uniform and expect to have consensus. So the board of directors took it upon themselves, and this is where we are. Well, there's been a lot of question about that, and originally we were supposed to drop it June 30th of 2018, but the Supreme Knight felt we kind of put this on people abruptly. Let's give them an additional year. So we'll go to June 30th of 2019, and at that time, the old regalia will retire, and everybody will be required, if they're going to dress out, to be in the new uniform. So we did give them an additional year.